Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So I want to talk about Trump's Georgia case. That is supposed to be the fourth and final indictment against the former president. So we're told. Who knows? Anything could happen now. That's the one that, it's election interference case. That's the one that had that real crackpot jury member who did the media rounds. And anyway, they keep telling us that this case, it's going to drop, it's a strong case, but it never happens. So people are wondering what's going on. And this morning, CNN legal analyst was on talking about the case. So I guess Trump has attempted to have Fannie Willis, who's the DA prosecuting him, removed several times, claiming political conflicts of interest. And it seems that this legal analyst agrees with Trump, but he feels that the allegation was brought too soon, considering that the trial hadn't started and the charges haven't even dropped. And that actually makes a lot of sense. You want to get the person yanked, but I guess, both make sense. You want to get him yanked before they actually charge you. I get it. Anyway, what really caught my attention was the assertion that there were clear conflicts of interest between Willis's political career and her case against Trump. He even went as far as to say that, she might be removed from the case once it actually gets before a judge. Now, this is a significant statement, and it could potentially affect the entire direction of the whole entire case. If the judge agrees with this analysis and with what a lot of the legal punditry are saying, we might see a major shakeup in that prosecution team. But let's not jump to any conclusions. Obviously, these are just opinions, and we'll see what actually happens down there for, what is probably going to be the fourth indictment. Of course, interesting to see how it all unfolds, and what impact, if any, it will really have. Of course, if it's like the previous three, it'll probably just make the guy stronger in some freaky video game way. But let's take a look at this. But before we do, guys, thanks to everyone who's been subscribing and commenting. We really appreciate the support. This is going to be an awesome journey together. Take a look at this.
A really impressive and distinguished history as a prosecutor. She has prosecuted all sorts of cases. She has done, by and large, a very good job. But I have to point out, she has intermixed her own political fortunes with this case in a way that I think is going to backfire significantly against her.
Because of her past statements?
A couple of things. First of all, she's already been thrown off a piece of this case because she subpoenaed a Republican candidate for office and then hosted a fundraiser for his Democratic opponent. The judge threw her off that part of the case and said, quote, "What were you thinking?" Second of all, she's used her own subpoenas in this case. She subpoenaed Lindsey Graham. Then she recirculated a cartoon, a political cartoon, making fun of Lindsey Graham as part of a political fundraising effort. She's also made inappropriate public statements giving her opinion that this is a criminal case when the grand jury has not voted on that yet. She gave her opinion about Donald Trump's criminal state of mind. All of this is bad form by a prosecutor. She absolutely does know better, and it's going to be a problem for her when this case comes to fruition.
Ellie, before you go, because my favorite line of this piece is she said, "I'm probably not a very good politician, but I'm a very good prosecutor." My question to you, would any of that mean legally a problem for her if she brings this forward, or is it just optics?
I actually disagree with her. I think she's a better prosecutor than politician. Quite the opposite.
That's what she said. I'm a very good prosecutor.
Those two things. Okay. No, the problem is she has intermixed politics. She should know better as a prosecutor. Legally, here's what happens. She's already been removed from a piece of the case because of a political conflict of interest that she created. And when this goes into the courts, count on Donald Trump arguing that she has improperly mixed her own politics in there and needs to be removed from the case. I know that's been rejected, but that's only because it was prematurely made. Once the case is brought, they will argue that she has a conflict of interest, and they'll argue for prosecutorial misconduct and selective prosecution. I don't know if those arguments will succeed, but she's created these problems for herself.
So honestly, man, I share the same concerns about the appearance of conflict of interest in not just that legal case, but quite a few of them. So when a prosecutor's, in my opinion, political campaign is focused on targeting a specific person, first of all, that's just wrong. Second of all, when they finally do come into office and they go after prosecuting that person that they promised you that they would, it's a massive red flag. The situation with Fannie Willis in Georgia, Alvin Bragg in New York did the same thing. Leticia James in New York did the same thing. And, honestly, man, I just don't understand. Let me know in the comments if you do, but I don't understand how no one on the left is at all concerned with any of this, with any of that, at least the look that it gives. Where are all the old school ACLU Democrats that loved fighting this kind of government overreach? I don't understand how they can so easily pretend that what we're seeing here is normal. All three of these people have combined their political careers with legal action, with get Trump, rhetoric. And it's hard to separate the two. And as a CNN analyst said, he pointed out this could absolutely be problematic when the case actually reaches the courtroom. This guy, he's actually pretty smart as far as CNN goes. He's known for some pretty good legal analysis. And his comments here, they're absolutely worth considering. Whether or not this is going to lead to actual prosecutorial misconduct remains to be seen. But the perception alone can have a real impact on the credibility of not just the case, but the entire system, honestly. And guys, what's your take on this situation? Do you think the prosecutors are too personally invested in the case against Trump? Or do you see their actions as justifiable? I'm actually curious. Your thoughts and insights are always appreciated. So please leave a comment below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and most importantly, share the Common Sense Garage. We'll see you in the next one.